Today's story is about the owner of a local pub that a man's family frequents and his cheating wife, who both make fun of the family-oriented man by calling him sick. Enjoy. About 6 months ago, my wife changed. Despite being a housewife, she neglected most of the housework. Even when I tried to talk to her, she only gave me half-hearted responses while fiddling with her phone. On top of that, we were in a sexless marriage. In front of the kids, she seemed to be a good mother, but the way she treated me has drastically changed. And not in a good way. We haven't had any fights, and nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Without knowing the reason, I was being treated like air by my wife. I finally decided to do something about it, so on my wife's birthday, I bought a whole cake home. By the way, the kids helped me plan my wife's birthday party. Before I got home from work, the kids had already prepared everything they could at home. And then, I finally got home. The kids ran to the front door to welcome me, and their eyes were filled with excitement. But as I headed to the living room, my wife was silently fiddling with her phone. "I'm home. Happy birthday. Oh, yeah. I bought this cake. And actually, the kids have been planning a party in their room." Okay. My wife had this attitude even in front of the kids. The surprised older child innocently asked, "Mom, why do you look so annoyed?" My wife hurriedly put on a smile and said, Sorry. I was just spacing out for a bit." What was it again? She quickly put on Mother Act in front of the kids and flashed a big smile at us. "Didn't Dad just say he bought a cake for you? Weren't you listening? Oh, really? I'm so happy, thank you. Yeah, let's all eat it together." I felt somewhat empty at my wife's exaggerated delightedness, but for the sake of the kids, I also put on a smile. The birthday party somehow went well, but while cleaning up, the kids had an indescribable look on their faces. I also let out a sigh. My wife had quickly gone to take a shower, and at that moment, her phone happened to be left on the living room table. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help but take a peek at her phone. Look at this, he went out of his way to buy a whole cake. Did he pre-order this? It's so lame. I don't want this. I wish he'd just give me the money instead. What was displayed on the screen was an email my wife had sent. And a photo of the whole cake I had bought was attached. The recipient's email address wasn't on a contact list. Furthermore, as if the timing was perfect or terrible, I just got an email on her phone. I was prepared to be caught by my wife as I opened that email. It said, "What's with this cake? It's something only poor people would do. Must be tough for you. You should have married a man with more money. How about ditching the party and having one with me instead?" In that moment, her cheating was confirmed. This was the result of me trying to improve my relationship with my wife even a little bit. That's going too far, it's disrespectful not only to you but also to the kids. For now, give us your details. I'm a 34-year-old company employee, my wife is a 32-year-old housewife. We've been married for 8 years and have a 5-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. Until then, things had been going smoothly with my wife. We were blessed with 2 children and were living happily as a family of 4. But about half a year ago, my wife's behavior started to change. First, she stopped looking me in the eye and stopped talking to me. Even when I tried to talk to her, she would fiddle with her phone and give half-hearted responses. However, she treated me normally when the kids were around. So I couldn't really confront her about it, and time just passed by in that situation. And then, today, the kids suggested, "Let's have a birthday party for Mom." So without telling my wife, we made various preparations. The kids gave my wife a letter and a drawing. I gave my wife a cake and a bouquet of flowers. Well, as a result, the cake was mocked and the bouquet was tossed on the floor. For now, I fiddled with my wife's phone and set it up so that her emails would also be forwarded to me. Luckily, when my wife came out of the bathroom, she didn't seem to notice that I had looked at her phone. She hummed to herself as she disappeared into the bedroom alone. I waited in the living room for a while. I figured my wife would probably exchange emails with someone, and I wanted to check those emails right away. And within less than 5 minutes, my wife started exchanging emails with someone. Here's a part of it. "Hey, listen. Isn't it lame? For my birthday, I got a whole cake and a bouquet of roses. He's definitely got sick. Don't say it like that. He loves you so much, so he's desperate to get your attention. But yeah, it's definitely sick. I find that kind of thing really annoying. I wanted to spend my birthday having a party with you. Too bad, I'm busy at the pub again today. When can we meet next? I want you to celebrate my birthday in style. What kind of celebration do you want? A celebration that satisfies both my heart and body. They said. By the way, from this exchange, a certain person came to mind. There's a pub near our house that we've been frequenting since the kids were little. The owner has been really good to us, and he gets along well with the kids. When I heard pub, the first person that came to mind was the owner. I tried to believe myself that he couldn't possibly be involved, but the next email convinced me. Well then, next time I'll celebrate with you harder than this. This comment was with by a video of my wife and the pub owner having sex. What are the odds of such a coincidence? I instantly felt the blood drain from my entire body, and my vision went black. You should break up right away, it's bad for the kids too. Yeah, make sure you secure custody. That's my plan. After seeing those emails, I couldn't think of my wife as the same person anymore. I stopped talking to my wife and we stopped talking in our marriage. And I immediately hired a private investigator to reveal the affair partner's identity and find evidence of the affair. The results came back 3 days later, which surprised me as it was faster than I expected. I didn't want to believe it, but just as I had suspected, the affair partner was the pub owner. During the day when I was at work, my wife and her affair partner would secretly meet at the pub. There were photos of my wife heading straight to the pub after dropping the kids off at daycare, photos of the affair partner welcoming her, and photos of the two of them leaving together. But I thought just leaving the pub together wasn't strong enough evidence, so I decided to have the investigation continue a bit longer. It costed me, but I had no choice. About a week later, I received more evidence from the private investigator. As requested, they had secured stronger evidence. They attached photos of my wife and her affair partner entering and leaving a hotel. Private investigators are scarily competent. I'd be terrified to be on their bad side. Anyway, I'm glad I was able to easily obtain evidence. Ah, I see. So she's been busy dating with her affair partner during the day, which is why she started neglecting the housework. Both your cheating wife and the affair partner were careless. By the way, after my wife noticed my change in attitude, she started trying to get on my good side. Welcome home, honey. You must be tired. I made your favorite fried chicken. When I got home from work, my wife welcomed me with the kids, wearing an apron. It wasn't just me who was suspicious, but the kids too. We hadn't seen her cooking with an apron on recently. Honey, want to make love tonight? She suddenly started inviting me to the bed at night, but I pretended to be asleep every time. Let's go on a family outing next weekend, it's been a while. The weather seems nice, how about a picnic? Coming from my wife who had been leaving the kids with me and going out on weekends. Her suddenly suggesting such a family-oriented thing didn't resonate with me at all. I'll take the kids out as usual. You want to take a break on weekends, right? So spend the day alone. No, that's not it. I used to be like that, but I'm fine now. No, it's okay. She probably realized I was suspicious. Every time she approached me trying to butter me up, I just found it disgusting. Your wife's behavior is so obvious. It's too late since it's already exposed. That weekend, I took the kids to play at a park which was a little far from our house, and when we were in a car, on the motorway, on the way there, the kids asked me, Dad, do you know Mommy's been acting weird lately? Mom has been bad-mouthing you, Dad, they told me. I was surprised to hear such statements from the children, so I pulled over at a nearby rest area for the time being. I asked the children questions as gently as possible. Did something happen with Mom? Even at the last birthday party, Mom was being mean to you, right? Was she? The flowers you gave her, she threw them on the floor. Oh, did she? And you know, until you came home, Mom was on the phone with someone the whole time. On the phone? Yeah. She was saying bad things about you. Like how she doesn't want you to come home, and she wants to leave soon. The kids tried their best to tell me, but they were both bawling. As a father, I just felt miserable. To think I was making my own children feel such pain. I see, I understand. Do you two want mom and dad to make up? It was unfair of me, but if the kids had nodded here, I was thinking of overlooking everything this time. The kids were still at an age where they needed their mother. And I thought it wouldn't be good to separate them from their mother due to adult circumstances. Mom hates us too, so I don't want to be with her anymore. I want to be with dad and big sis, they said, which I couldn't ignore. Had my wife done something to the kids too? Before I could ask, the kids told me more while crying. Mom never comes to pick us up from daycare. So my friend's mom always takes us home. But even when we get home, mom is never there. We're home alone together every day. Mom comes home just a little before you do, Dad. Hearing these words from the two of them, I felt I didn't need to hold back at all with my wife. My wife wasn't even properly taking care of the kids so she could meet her affair partner. She only acted a good mother when I was around, but in reality, she was no longer a good mother. It seems the kids started getting treated like this about half a year ago. The same time her attitude towards me changed. I understand, let's live together with Dad. For the sake of protecting my children, I decided to thoroughly corner my wife and the affair partner. The wife's misdeeds have been exposed. Gaining custody should be easy for you. Best to get a lawyer involved right away and settle things. That day, the kids fell asleep after crying in the car, so we ended up turning back from the rest area. When we got home, my wife, who I thought would be out, meekly welcomed us. Welcome back, did you have fun? Ignoring my wife's words, the kids quickly went to their room. I took my shocked wife to the living room and cut straight to the chase. I never thought your partner would be the pub owner. Ha! And you prioritized the pub owner over the kids. Well, what are you talking about? You don't need to play dumb, just confess everything. What's gotten into you? Why are you so angry? Furious at my wife's blatant act, I calmly cornered her. I laid into her without giving her a chance to speak. Sorry, the birthday cake was lame. I should have just given you cash, right? So, did you have a grand celebration with the pub owner? Could this be a photo from that celebration? As I said that and showed her the photo of her and the pub owner entering the hotel, my wife's face turned pale. She started making excuses while trembling. What is this? You believe a photo like this? You and the kids are the most important to me. How could you doubt me? Too bad, but I saw your messages with the pub owner too. You two were having a wild sex in the hotel. And I didn't know you even had the hobby of recording it on video. Don't tell me you looked at my phone without permission. Even if we're married, that's an invasion of privacy. You're right about that, my bad. But the fact that you're getting so angry means it's all true, right? That's not true, you're the only one for me. The pub owner and I are just friends, we're not serious about each other. That kind of frivolous relationship is the most disgusting. That's cruel. Saying that without even knowing how I feel. Can you stop playing the victim? I don't know what you were feeling, but it's no excuse for cheating. It's not cheating. Please, just believe me. No way. For now, please leave. I took her to the front door with her wallet, valuables, and phone, and kicked her out of the house. For a while, my wife banged on the front door and yelled, but eventually it got quiet. Maybe the neighbors got suspicious. Wow, kicked her out. I like your decisiveness. More details, please. After being kicked out, it seems my wife went back to her parents' place for the time being. My in-laws kept frantically contacting me to explain the situation, but I ignored them completely. The day after my wife left, I contacted my boss, took a week off, explained the situation to my parents, and asked them to come to my place. When I said I wanted them to look after the kids, my parents immediately agreed. Next, I consulted a lawyer. To make things quick, I decided to send a content-certified letter to my wife's parents' home and the affair partner's home. By the way, the affair partner is 42 and single. Thanks to the private investigator's findings, I learned for the first time that he was divorced twice. Apparently he's paying child support for his kids from his previous marriage. Honestly, since his pub was the one my family frequented, I had a very favorable impression of him. But putting all personal feelings aside, I notified the two of them that I'd be seeking compensation. Then, after the content certified letter apparently has been received, I got a barrage of calls from my wife. I had no choice but to call her back after work. On the phone, she cried, "Honey, what is this about? I never said anything about getting divorced. The kids will need me, won't they?" She was bawling on the other end of the phone. "Unfortunately, neither the kids nor I need you one bit. It's just as it's written on that paper. I'll agree to $50,000 in compensation and waive child support. In exchange, no division of assets. And I'll take custody." That's impossible. You can't raise the kids by yourself. At the very least, I won't neglect the kids to have an affair. My parents will help out too. Above all, this is what the kids want. Do they? No way. I'm their one and only mother. Sure, she's undeniably their only blood-related mother, but that's not the issue here. Since there was no point in talking, I tried to hang up, but she said, "Wait a second, honey. There's nothing between me and the pub owner. It's a misunderstanding. Don't you believe me?" She started making typical excuses. It was an unsightly behavior. I can't believe the nerve of her to ask me to believe her at this point. "All right, let's talk in person. I'll have my lawyer present, so if you want to hire a lawyer too, do it soon. I'll have the lawyer contact you about the date and place." With that, I hung up. I ignored any subsequent calls and immediately informed my lawyer of the situation. The meeting was set to take place that weekend. Doesn't seem like she's reflecting on her actions. Bringing up being a mother at this point, she's no good. On the day of the discussion, to my surprise, my wife came to the lawyer's office with the pub owner in tow. The two of them were apparently going to tell me the truth. So at first, I silently listened to their truth. "Come on, man, we've known each other a long time, right? There's no way I'd hit on your wife. I'm not that clueless. See, even he's saying it, right? Our whole family used to go to his pub together. There's no way we could even become romantically involved in the first place. I've been through a lot of painful experiences, so I can at least tell the difference between what I should and shouldn't do. Anyway, let's not make a big deal out of this and settle it amicably through discussion. I think that's for the best. It won't be good for the kids if we fight, right?" Well, since the two of them were spouting what seemed like common sense, I took out the evidence I had prepared, photos of my wife and the pub owner together, printouts of their exchanges, and laid it out on the table. "Then please explain what this is about." The two of them apparently hadn't expected such clear evidence to be prepared. They stared at it intently. And just as they were breaking out in a cold sweat, my wife started crying. "Honey, you don't need to do this, right? I've always worked hard for the family. This is too cruel." "What exactly is cruel? You're trying to frame me and him with this fabrication, right? What's your goal? His money? Or are you angry at me?" I was at a loss for words at this unexpected retort. "Framing them? This is undeniable proof. You really don't remember?" "Of course not. There's no way I'd do something like this." "Then what's this?" My wife kept insisting, so I played a video of the two of them having intense sex on my lawyer's computer. My wife stopped crying and looked like she was about to faint. As for the affair partner, he was scratching his head with an annoyed expression. I felt I understood a little why he had gone through 2 divorces. "Stop playing the video right now." "So you admit it?" "Which is it?" Okay, I admit it." "Are you happy now?" While my wife was crying and incoherent, the affair partner suddenly started grinning as if he had given up. Hey, wait a sec. Whatever, there's no point in making excuses now." "Well, I'm just the affair partner, so I'll be free once I pay the compensation." "It'll be tough for you, but do your best from now on." "Ha!" My wife, suddenly cut off by the affair partner, was trembling with no one on her side. It was a moment of realization that he was indeed that kind of man. The affair partner seemed to think he'd be forgiven as long as he paid, but there's no way I'd let him off that easy. So, you both admit the affair, right? That's right. Then please sign these documents. I presented divorce papers and a settlement agreement to my wife, and a settlement agreement to the affair partner, prompting them to sign. My wife yelled, "No. No, no, no. I can't, absolutely not. What's going to happen to me?" My wife lost it. Next to her, the affair partner, initially, was going to sign cheerfully, but then froze. $80,000? He stiffened upon reading the settlement agreement. After all, I had demanded more than double the typical amount from the affair partner, so I imagine he was quite surprised. What's with this amount? Are you trying to rip me off? Don't tell me you're planning to swindle money out of me using your own wife. No, that's not it at all. But this compensation isn't just for me. It includes the portion for my children. Huh? Why the hell do I have to pay your damn kids? Because of you two frequently meeting during the day, my children have gotten their heart broken, you know? So what? The affair partner tried to grab me, but thankfully my lawyer intervened. Well, honestly, I know it's an unreasonable demand, but considering the financial state of the affair partner's pub, I figured if I demanded $80,000 in a lump sum, it would cause him considerable distress. Well, it is an exorbitant amount, but what you're saying isn't wrong. So you're going to financially ruin the affair partner. The affair partner, still unsatisfied, snapped at my lawyer, "Hey! What he's saying is absurd. If you're a proper lawyer, handle this reasonably. You think this nonsense will pass?" My wife just kept chanting, "Impossible, impossible, 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 impossible," like a spell. My lawyer delivered a decisive blow to the two of them. While the amount is quite unusual, my job is to settle things in a way that satisfies my client here. What? Of course, I'm aware that the settlement amount this time is considerably higher than the standard price. So if you don't agree to it, I suppose it will go to trial. Hey, I have a business to run. I can't be doing this. I told you from the start, we're settling this through discussion. Then shall we conclude this by having you pay the settlement? I think that would be the quickest way to resolve it. And it would minimize the impact on your pub. When I told the pub owner with a smile, he finally quieted down, unable to find any words to say. I can't take this anymore. How did it come to this? Hey honey, do something. Let's go back to living happily as a family. The kids and I no longer consider you family. When I told my wife with a smile, she went beyond crying and became an empty shell of a person. So once again, could I please have you sign the documents? At my lawyer's words, the two of them signed with deadpan eyes. And with that, the settlement was reached. Thanks to my wife bringing the pub owner, it was settled through one-time discussion. Oh, they agreed. Amazing, you crushed them. It really came across how trashy both the affair partner and wife are. The divorce with my wife was finalized, the compensation from the affair partner was transferred in full, and I decided to move with the kids. My older child was just at the age to start elementary school, and it was summer holiday for my younger one's daycare. So I was glad we found a new daycare that would take them. I was worried the kids might feel lonely despite everything, but they turned out to be tougher than me. You see, when we were cleaning up to move, I called my ex-wife for just one day to have her collect her belongings. She desperately tried to talk to the kids, saying, "Are you really okay with mommy being gone? Won't you be lonely without mommy? Don't you want the four of us, daddy, mommy, and two of you, to be together?" But the kids acted as if she wasn't even there. "Hey dad, can I throw this away? This too." Furthermore, right in front of my ex-wife, the kids asked if they could throw away the drawings of her they had made for Mother's Day. This made even my ex-wife cry. Well, it can't be helped since she's the one who betrayed us. If she hadn't cheated, the kids would never have come to hate their mother. Are you two really sure? Mommy will be gone, you know? Dad, I'm hungry. I want a hamburger. I want orange juice. Listen to mommy, please. Take us to McDonald's. Let's go. My ex-wife, who was ignored until the very end, left in tears. I didn't tell her our new address. In exchange for her not paying child support, I also took away her visitation rights. Being hated by her kids probably hurts the most. Serves her right. She lost way too much by cheating. It seems my ex-wife moved back in with her parents afterwards. I've blocked my former in-laws and ex-wife's contact numbers, so I haven't been in touch. But I heard she started working at a local swimming pool facility. She was a housewife and I didn't give her any assets in the divorce, so I've set it up for her to pay the compensation in installments. But if she's late even once, there will be additional charges, so I bet she's working hard. Also, before moving, I passed by the pub once and saw that the shop sign was gone. Did he run away in the night? Anyway, that's pretty much how my kids and I started our new life. By the way, my parents decided to live with us, and the kids are overjoyed. It seems my ex-wife hardly ever cooked for them, and they can't get enough of how delicious my mother's food is. I'm so grateful my parents dote on their grandkids. I've decided to work hard at housework, childcare, and my job to protect my kids. Thanks everyone for letting me finish my story. Great job, so the affair partner went under just as you planned. Truly a happy ending. Make sure to take good care of your children with psychological care. And I hope you can live with a peaceful mind. That concludes the story of the cheating wife who neglected her family for an affair. And ended up being hated by not only her husband but her own children.